Hello, Yates County and beyond. Welcome back to another episode of Invasive Species Friday. Through this short weekly podcast, we at the Yates CCE hope to bring you information about the invasive species you may see around this county. We're in the marshes with this week's invasive, Slender false brome. Native to Eurasia and northern Africa, it was first documented in North America in Oregon in the 1930s at a test plot for a USDA plant introduction scheme. It spread quickly in the Pacific Northwest and now covers many thousands of acres. In 2009, a large infestation was discovered in Genesee County. There had been reports of a new plant in Virgin Swamp in the 1990s, but it wasn't until 2009 that Slender false brome was confirmed in New York State. Later that same year, a second population was found in Tompkins County. Slender false brome is a perennial that grows in clumps. In its native range, it grows primarily as a forest understory plant, but it has spread to other habitats in the U.S., including wet or seasonally wet forests and the open edges of wetland areas. In New York, it's often found along trails, indicating that humans or deer may be a primary cause of its spread. Though this bunchgrass is easy to confuse with other types of grasses, the leaves are what help distinguish it. Slender false brome leaves are bright green and remain that color into the late fall. The blades are flat and floppy, arching out from the clumped base, and the margins of the leaves have a fringe of fine hair. The lower stem and nodes are also covered in fine hairs, though much more thickly. Find some lime green fuzzy grass when everything else is turning brown? It might just be slender false brome. Anyway, the flowers of this dense plant bloom in July. Each spikelet has 6 to 16 florets or flowers that attach directly without a stem. The spikelets are attached to the stalk of the spike or flower head. The stems of the flowering plant are upright and gently arched, reaching up to 2 feet in length, though stem length can be variable. By September, the seeds are mature and have little hairs at one end. Seed distribution is the primary method of spread for the slender false brome, and each spike can produce hundreds of seeds. These large quantities of seeds and the plant's ability to survive in cramped conditions give it a competitive edge that puts this week's specimen in the invasive category. It can quickly change the plant composition of an area, crowding out native species and forming monocultures. It's not very tasty for wildlife or livestock who tend to avoid eating it. When the plant outcompetes other vegetation, native wildlife is displaced, leaving the habitat in search of better food. In addition to all of that, the seeds are hardy and easily spread by mowers, vehicles, people, and deer. Which brings us nicely into what you can do to help stop the spread. Say it with me now. Play, clean, go. Remove plants, animals, and mud from yourself, your equipment, your pets, and your vehicles, and make sure you start each adventure with clean gear. If you see a boot brush station at the trailhead, don't forget to use it on the way out. Stay on designated roads or trails, and if you spot slender false brome or any other invasive on your travels, please report it to iMapInvasives. But what if you find a patch of this grass on your property? After you report the sighting, you can pull or dig up small patches. The plant doesn't spread by rhizomes, so removing the entire root isn't as critical as it is for some other invasives. Mowing and herbicide treatments are the most common methods of control for larger infestations. Mowing alone, year after year, will eventually deplete the seed bank, but adding an herbicide can help with gaining full control in a more timely manner. Whatever method you choose, it's best to complete it before the plant starts flowering, as there's a lower chance of accidentally spreading the new seeds. You should still clean your equipment and clothing after working in or near an infestation, regardless of the time of year, to prevent the spread of the seed bank from your tools and boots. And with that, we reach the end of this week's episode of Invasive Species Friday. Next Friday, we're back with a fungi-carrying pine eater. Until then, we at the Yates CCE thank you for tuning in and supporting our fight against invasive species in Yates County.